Hello, it's me. I want to talk about an astral projection experience I had a few weeks ago. And I had about three after that too, but I'll talk about the big one first. I just woke up with a lot of anxiety. I had an astral experience last night too. And let's start at the big one. Okay. This is different from my other ones. Okay. I wasn't trying to astral project. I was just laying there, and all of a sudden, I get this memory of childhood. It's about my cousin, how when we were little kids and we were with my mom was around, but me and my cousin, we made up this language. And my mom could not figure it out for, I don't know, but she finally figured it out. And then I just started cracking up like bubble gut laughing. And then I thought about how, as we grow up into adults, how everything changed, and she just blocked me out, didn't want to talk to me. And I started crying, almost laughing and crying, and then laughing. No, I was laughing and crying. It almost felt like at the same time, and right then, my whole body started vibrating super, like boom, 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 boom. This is what they call the vibration stage. I usually just slip out like soap. Sometimes I get the vibration, then I come out, or it's kind of both. Anyways, as the vibration's so hard, I'm repenting to God and just repenting, and I come out of my body. And right away, I'm just trying to practice control, like moving around, and it looked like my room for a millisecond, and then it didn't. And I'm hearing music, and I'm looking in a mirror, and I'm wearing the pajamas, of course. It's like an astral replica every time I look in the mirror. And then so I just start dancing and stuff. I'm out of my body now. And I do a lot of like yoga and stretches, and when I'm out of my body, I do that too, and it helps me physically, I think, when I'm in the physical realm. So first I'm dancing in the mirror and stuff, and I'm hearing this music, and then I'm trying to do this gymnastic thing. I don't know what's it called when you do a flip with your hands and you land on your feet and you do it. I don't know what it's called. Okay, I was trying to do that, and I wasn't getting it perfectly done. And okay, what was so different about this is just, okay, when you're out of your body, the atmosphere around you, it feels very different. What was really different about this, I never felt this before, in the palms of my hands and my feet, I felt like there was spinning cords of like energy in the palm of my hand, and it kept getting stronger and stronger, and I felt like it felt like a cord through my feet and palms were going like, you know, attaching to my whole astral body. And so after the music stopped, the room really started looking different. There was my bed, and there was a TV that turned on. And when this TV turned on, it was in black and white, and I could see the color red in the TV. I'm trying to say this the best I can, okay? And it was talking about someone was just talking about how God is false and fake and all these different things, and it was making me sick to my stomach because, I love God and Jesus. And I started getting, it was making me sick to my stomach. So I started to turn the volume down, and I go up to the buttons. I'm trying to turn the volume down. As I was doing it, it was going up. And I couldn't stand it no more, so I started kicking it and kicking it and kicking it. And then it finally just went to static. I'm like, yes. So I heard my phone start beeping. My, different text messages, different ringtones, different calls. Oh, pause. I remember my first year of doing this. Maybe the first 6 months, I was at my dad's. I moved back in with my mom. Yeah, I was at my mom's, and I came out of my body super quick, and I was standing there and just looking at my hands, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out of my body. And I start hearing, it sounded like if every ringtone, house phones, cell phones in that city at the moment, I was hearing all of them at one time, and it freaked me out so much that I just went back in my body. Okay, now back to my what I was talking about. Okay, so I grabbed my phone, and it's on Skype or something, and I can't see it, but it's I pick up the phone, and it is somebody preaching to thousands and thousands of hundreds of people, it sounds like, about how God is false and God is fake. And I could talk through the telephone, and there must have been other, I don't know. And it was making me sick to my stomach. And these people were like, yeah, they were so happy every time, they were cheering for this guy, how God is false, God is fake, sounds like thousands of people. And I interrupted. I was like, Jesus is real. There's a pause, for 3 seconds. And then he kept going on. And he would just started preaching about how God is fake again. I interrupted again. I said something like, Jesus is real, and I don't remember exactly what I said. I was angry. And he paused again. And he's like, oh, I think he said something like, okay. And he paused kind of you have anything else to say? But he didn't say that. And all the audience was quiet at the moment. Then I'm like, whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. And as they were saying, there was no God, no heaven, no hell, whatever. I'm looking around, and I'm holding my phone, and there's a vent in the room. And this vent, it looked like, if you could look through it, it looked like a small room in there. And it was jam-packed of people, of bodies. And there was hands sticking out the vent, and there was fire. And they were screaming hysterical. They were just screaming and screaming. And I was close to the vent, and I kind of reached my hand out, but I didn't even want to touch the hand. And I felt so sickening and bad for these souls, or whatever I was seeing. I know what I was seeing. It looked like a bunch of people jam-packed in there, and you could only kind of see throughout the vents. And these people were burning, and it looked like imagine a room that was just crammed of people, and there was one vent, and they were all on fire, and they couldn't die. And I'm still feeling the cords in my hand spinning, and a bunch of at this time, I think I hung up the phone, or I dropped the phone of that guy speaking, and I'm hearing more text messages going off, and I'm just seeing numbers and letters typing that didn't make sense. But I grabbed my cell phone, And then my room started looking more like a cell now that I paid attention. This the room I was in. It looked like a cell in just that vent. And the pressure, I'm holding onto my cell phone, and the pressure I felt, hang up, phone, whatever. Okay. It was like the pressure in the atmosphere. I felt it pushing my face and curling my arms. And I just started praying. And for God to keep me safe wherever I'm at. And all of a sudden I was still in that cell, I think, with the bed. I had my phone, and there was a spiral staircase with these cool looking carpet, and music was going off. Sounds like a bunch of people were partying somewhere. And I'm thinking, should I keep going? I don't know where I'm going, but I'm gonna go. Because I feel like God has me protected. Oh, wait, pause right there. Before I went, before I went up the stairs, I heard splashing water. What? And I turn around slowly, and there is a big bathroom, and I'm hearing splashing water, and I didn't want to look, but I looked. And okay, at my old house, on my like other channel where you could see the walls painted the white and red, my roommate that was living with me died, and there was this demon that would always mimic himself to look like my roommate. And this demon was evil. I hated it. I still hate him. And that demon hates me. My roommate died. And that's why I had to move. And I seen that demon with the plunger, like trying to unclog the toilet. And that toilet in that freaking house was always messed up. And I was just so angry that I seen this demon after I moved that I ran up and I just started throwing my knuckles at him, throwing hands at him, yelling at him, pulling his hair. And he just keeps trying to he's not even looking at me, he's trying to fix the toilet. I'm like, whatever. So I go back and I go back up finally go up the stairs where the music's playing. And I try to go up, and all I remember is going into it was like 2 feet space. And like I went through the ceiling, like when I got into some room, 2 feet of an attic. And I did it again, and it was like a layers of just like attic. So I'm like, whatever. I go back down. I go like underneath the floor. I'm not even really looking at the room I'm in yet. And I'm in a garage, and I'm feeling those cords spinning in my hands, like, and they're getting stronger and stronger. And I couldn't believe how much astral energy I had. So I go back kind of where the stairs were, and now I'm in these rooms. I finally go into the bedrooms, and there is these nice, clean rooms with, there is these 2 boys in there, and I'm floating above them. And I'm like, I finally asked them, I said, where am I at? Where am I at? And one of them looked at me. What do you mean, where are you at? I'm like, just tell me, just say something else besides that. He's like, what do you mean, where are you at? Like, he was acting like you know where you're at. These boys were just listening to music, watching TV or whatever, and I was hearing more music from more different rooms. So I just fly out the wall, I think, and I leave. And now I'm outside, it's dark, I'm staring at a tree with an address that says 470 something something. At this time, I know I'm losing my astral energy. And there's apartments all around me and music playing there, music playing everywhere. And so I just picked an apartment to go in. And remember, so I got in this room. Remember, everything is intensified in the astrals. Whatever feeling, pain, happiness, horniness, I have to say. And I was in a room looking down at a bed. And the ceiling was pretty high and like diagonal light. And everything was neat and looked clean, just like the other room. And I thought it would be nice to have a hot guy in the bed. Gotta repent for that. And I turn around and there's this tomboy looking girl that has played in a movie. And you know, demons do that all the time, where they mimic your friends or family, or they mimic people you've seen or have not seen. Oh crap, I'm getting to the end. I didn't even talk about this freaking telephone part. Okay, well, I'm reaching my hand out, and like she's trying to catch me, and that was the end. Okay, before I need to rewind, I'm all over the place. The telephone that kept going off. The telephone that kept going off. It was on Skype. And this was scary. This guy was hysterical on the phone. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? And he's talking like, but like, I don't know, with his mouth not smiling. And he's like, does anyone hear me? I've never seen this face before. He said, there's something on my teeth. There's something on my teeth. There's nothing behind him but blackness. I couldn't see. And I said, I could hear you. I could hear you. He can't hear me. He's like, there's something on my teeth. Please get it off. There's something on my teeth. There's something on my teeth. He was hysterical. Just hysterical. He's like, I've been here so long. I've been here so long. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's nothing I could do. And so I'm trying to look at his teeth, and there's nothing on his teeth. He can't open his mouth though, and he's gnashing his teeth. And you know what it says in the Bible about gnashing of the teeth. And it was just so gut-wrenching. I've been here so long. There's something on my teeth. There's something on my teeth. Please get it off. Hysterical. And then it went to, and the phone beeped again to some ringtone. And I answered it. These two brunette girls with jeans on, and it's irrelevant what they look like. And they just said there was nothing but blackness behind them. And they were kind of like really close to each other. Their arms were like, and they're clinging to themselves. And they just said, we've been in here so long. We've been in here so long. Someone help us. Can anybody hear us? Can anybody hear us? And I could hear them. They couldn't hear me. So the phone part of the teeth guy that was gnashing his teeth, spiritually he had something on his teeth. I don't know. And the part where the TV and the phone thing about how God is fake and heaven and hell's fake or whatever they were saying. You know, I can't remember word for word all the time. I wish I could, but that's what they were saying. That was the most freakiest part. And I just had to be brave and go through this. And so I'm back in my body, and I could feel those cords spinning in my hand and the palms of my feet. And my eyes are open now, and I'm just thinking of what just happened, and I'm hearing more music stuck in my head. I don't know why I'm hearing this song, and it's getting louder in my head as I'm just sitting there thinking that Britney Spears song, "Oops, I did it again." You played what's the lyrics? Something like, "I played a game with your heart. I'm not that innocent. Oops, I did it again." I'm not that innocent. It's getting louder, like audio in my head, as the chords were spinning in my hands and the palms of my feet. And it was like stuck in my head, the Britney Spears lyrics, for like, I don't know how long after I got up and started walking around. It was a trip. I love you, God. I almost think that God wanted me to see this or see that experience. This was 22 minutes. We'll talk about the other ones later, but that was a big one. If you're gonna astral project, I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into. Just because I found God through astral projection, like my hero, like somebody named JR, who you guys should go listen to, John Ramirez. I'm coming to see you again. Just because these were my experiences, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Don't try to astral project to find God, and do not try to get spirit guides. You guys keep asking me that. Bye. Hasta luego.